There needs to be a rebranding of agriculture. Workers, very hard to find. A lot of persons, for whatever reasons, they're not interested in farming. So it's very hard to get persons to work in the farm. Based on the seeds that we have been using, we have been sampling two so far, Eldorado and the King Corn. This one is the Eldorado. We had set them in trays for about 10 to 14 days, and then we replanted in the ground. So these are just about 8 weeks. We recognize the packages say 8 weeks, but we recognize that we probably have to go over into another week. So we're looking at probably 8.5, 9 weeks. So these are just about ready. Just about ready. We give them another few days just to widen a little bit. Even though we are trying to get the brand in the supermarkets, the restaurants overseas, we do make sure that the local vendors are taken.
Oh, so you look at you do is a corn soup and them.
Definitely. And persons come right to the gate here. Most of the corn soup people they come and they get. But I recognize that there is definitely a demand for sweet corn. For some reason or the other, persons are enjoying it much more, and they tend to like to be getting it right at the farm gate, very very fresh. So as I told you, it's really a larger plan than just sweet corn that we have here. What we're really trying to do is to really set up Jamaica's real first online food store. A group of farmers, including myself, across St. Elizabeth. And we have a website where persons can go, they can see what crops are ready. And we also try to give them a projection in terms of when it will be ready, the quantities that they'll get, and also a projected price, of what they'll be able to purchase.
We tend to sometimes import food.
Yes.
Do you think it's because we don't have enough farmers?
That's one of the things that I've seen where some crops are being imported. It's something that we really have to take a look at, because in all fairness and try to be balanced, where you see the imports are coming in, there may be a fall off in terms of the production from our local farmers. But I think what our local farmers really want is some guidance. They want more guidance, and Orada is trying its best to do some stuff, but more guidance is needed. I mean, like, for example, it's not rocket science for example, for persons to know that, look, if everybody plants tomato at the same time, then the possibility exists that at the end of the period, there's going to be a glut, and you're not going to get the prices of what you want. So, and there are several times where there are other stuff being demanded, and then the crop is not there, the produce is not there. So here comes the import. If you had more coordination in the system, then you'll be seeing less import, because one, farmers will know what to produce at what time, in what quantities, and then you won't have the need for that import. So that is one of the things that we are trying to do. We're trying to set up a central marketing system to give the farmers that sort of information. I am concentrating on sweet corn because I don't want to take on too many things. I want to pick one produce and perfect it so that it can reach international standard. But as I said, it's a group of us. So while I am concentrating on sweet corn, the other person's concentrating on melon, sweet pepper, Scotch bonnet peppers, and then we come together under one banner, one brand, and produce. So I'm kind of sticking to the sweet corn and to be the best sweet corn farmer in Jamaica.
How big a group is?
Okay, I would say presently we have about between 15 to 20 persons presently who are active in the group. But from time to time, persons will call us and say, look, in 2 weeks' time, we'll be having sweet pepper, for example, and we do include them. So I suspect that by middle summer, the end of the year, we should have an organization, what we call the Jamaica Farmers Union. We should be able to feed Jamaica. I mean, this is St. Elizabeth, and we are organizing ourselves to feed Jamaica properly in the first instance, and at the same time, we're seeking the international market.
Have you encountered any challenges since you started out in January?
A lot of challenges. For one, there needs to be a rebranding of agriculture. Workers, very hard to find. A lot of persons, for whatever reasons, they're not interested in farming. So it's very hard to get persons to work in the farm. And when you do encourage a few persons to work, in terms of the consistency. They may be available for 2 days this week, then they're not available for the rest of the week. So, you know, and then, even when you get them to work, the training, the proper training is lacking. You have to be taking them through the process because the whole thing has changed. Gone are the days when you can just look up in the sky and you just look on the moon and think and figure out that's all right, you're going to plant that based on where the moon is. It's everything now is technologically driven, and that's where we have to take it. So the workforce has to catch up with the technology that's taking place. One of my colleagues from another farm, they have started to use drones to spray and fertilize. So instead again of the workforce, as I said before, the workforce also, even though it's hard to get, but the technology is coming. So people are going to have to know to learn how to fly drones to spray the crop. So that's one of the challenge. Secondly, the cost of the inputs. The fertilizer, extremely expensive. Extremely expensive. A product like this, the sweet corn, you have to operate according to the book, the guide that they give you at week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, week 5, all the way up to week 8. You have to follow and do everything according to the book and to add the inputs that give you that. And the inputs are very expensive. So I would love to see, rather assisting a little more, in giving the farmers some more inputs that, that can subsidize the cost, can create that food security that they have been talking about. You would be aware that the drought situation in St. Elizabeth, they have been affecting us. So we have to chuck a lot of water to fill our drums. But as I showed you earlier, we are utilizing the drip system where we fill the drums and we drip just what is needed. And also in terms of technology mechanism, we are using more soluble stuff like the fertilizer instead of manually throwing it to the roots of the corn. For example, we are putting it into the drum in the quantities that needed, and we drip it through. I want to encourage the young persons out there in particular. When you were growing up and you were going to high school and to university, there was a feeling that somehow, farming can be demeaning, or it is something that as a young person you wouldn't want to go into. But I want to say to the young persons, it is an exciting time to get into farming. It's not the days when you feel like you're just going and you're getting your hands dirty and all that. There's real money in farming, no, but you have to do it properly from the stage of germination to the end stage. You can't skip anything. And the truth is, money can be made from it, but it is hard work and you have to be dedicated. The technology exists now where it makes it much easier for farmers to do their stuff. So I think it should be more attractive to young persons. I'm seeing a lot of young females now in St. Elizabeth getting involved in farming. They're into livestock, into goat rearing. If you traverse the parish, you'll see a number of youngsters doing, females doing melon and a lot of vegetable and other cash crops. So, and I want to encourage the powers that be, the government also, to continue encouraging young persons to be a part of agriculture. They have to carry out an education program to let them know that it is attractive, it is sexy, there is money can be made from it. And also, even if you're doing your 9 to 5, I would say to them, do a little farming. When you come home in the evening, farm as well. And weekend, farm as well. Because the truth of the matter is, while if nothing else works, persons, they have to eat. So plant some food.